Did you pick a fight with my son and kick him out again?
Is that what he told you, that I started a fight?
Come on, don't try and act like you didn't. I've been raising my son for 30 years now. I can tell what's happened to him by just looking at his face. Bless his heart, he tried to tell me that that wasn't the case and you didn't do anything. But I can tell when he's lying. I know your type as well. You've been nagging at him about every little thing he does and accusing him of things again, haven't you? You've completely worn him out, shouting at him and kicking him out of the house. That's what happened, isn't it?
Yes, that's exactly what happened. I can't believe you. How can you be so shameless?
I said I knew you were like this. I don't know what he could have seen in you. What has my son ever done to deserve to meet a witch like you? What could he possibly have done to be punished like this? I can hardly think about it. My heart feels like it's going to break. It's not fair. What has he ever done?
Do you really think that I just kicked him out of the house for no reason? I went out to get this week's shopping. Came back home to find him lying on the living room couch with another woman I'd never seen before in my life. He wasn't happy just to be cheating on me with another woman. He even brought her over to our house. Do you expect me to just forgive him and move on after seeing that? Do you know how sick I was to see that in my own house? I'm shocked, I'm disgusted, and I can't keep my head straight.
Your son is not the one who's the victim in this. All he did was have an affair and you kick him out of his own house like that? Why are you trying to make this such a big deal? It's nothing worse than going out drinking or taking up smoking. It's just something men do. He works tirelessly day and night to take care of you and pay for everything for you. You really can't just allow him to have a little bit of a break.
When have I ever not let him take a break? Just because he's working hard, does that mean he needs to go cheat on me with another woman? Is that what you mean by a break? Do you really think that I should have let him go out and sleep with other women? Just because he works hard for me to just look the other way and accept it how it is?
Yes, if my son wants to go out using his own hard-earned money and meet someone and have fun. Why do you have to interfere? You, who's eating and living off the money that my son earns. Any woman he goes out and has an affair with are both the same to me. Both of you are just parasites hanging on to my son. It's not like my son's asked you for a divorce or gone out and started a family with another woman. Why are you making such a fuss over this? He's your husband. He does so much for you, why can't you just be a bit more understanding? You're his wife, have a little bit of dignity. You can't just kick your husband out of the house for something like this. Don't make such a fuss being jealous over his mistress, it's embarrassing. Good, successful men like my son. Do you think there's any out there that haven't had a mistress or two? Do you think a woman like you has the right to make such a scene over this? You just have to ignore it and let it go. You're his wife, stop acting like a jealous girlfriend.
Are you possessed by someone from the last century or something? Who thinks like that anymore? Do you really believe that? Do you really think I should just act like everything's fine while my husband is cheating on me? If you really do think that way, then all I can say is that you need to go see a psychiatrist. It's not normal, but an old woman like you, who's only just getting by on the money her son sends her, wouldn't be able to afford a psychiatrist, would you? Don't call me a parasite when you're living off your son's money as well. Why don't you go and make your own money, or do you just prefer being a parasite?
Who do you think you are to say that to me? What's so wrong about receiving some money from my son? I've brought him up for 30 years, I've done more for him than you ever could. It's my right to receive his money. A useless, hateful woman like you is not deserving of being with my son. You're so lucky to be with a man like my son. Yet you think you have the right to just kick him out of the house? Do you not have any shame?
I've told you, don't think that you own my son, all right? He has the right to go out and meet whoever he wants. No matter who my son is with, whether it be me, his mother, or a girlfriend he's met. If he's happy and likes to be with somebody, then you need to treat that person with respect. How many times do I have to tell you this for you to finally get it inside your head? Anybody that your husband wants to spend time with, you have to treat them well.
So, what? I'm just supposed to let him go out and do whatever he wants and pretend like I don't notice? What should I do if he goes out and knocks up some random woman and comes back with a baby?
What do you mean? What do you do? Thank him, you haven't been able to get pregnant. You should be grateful that someone is able to give your husband a child. It's been more than a year since you and my son got married, and you still haven't been able to give me a grandchild. Do you know how stressed I am? If someone is finally able to give me a grandchild, then that'd be the best thing I could ever get. Don't you agree? Aren't you worried about not being able to have your own child? I think that if you can't have my son's baby, then it's fine if he has a baby with someone else. If he's my son, it doesn't matter to me with who he had the baby with. It'll be my precious grandchild all the same.
I can't believe this, I don't even know what to say to you. How can you say things like that? You're a woman too, aren't you? You know what it is I'm going through better than anyone. How can you really say to me that I should just let my husband have a child with another woman? Are you out of your mind? Are you really a mother?
Instead of trying to lead him onto a better path, you just let him go out and do whatever he wants. You'll let him dig himself into a deeper and deeper hole, all while just watching and supporting him. The reason your son has turned out to be like this is because you just gave birth to him and didn't bother to bring him up properly. He thinks that he can treat me like trash and go out and sleep with another woman because you never taught him properly.
You never even had a child, what do you know? Who do you think you are, acting like you know everything so well? I've never ever said that I was the best mother, but my son's happiness is my number one priority. I will do anything for him so that he can be happy. I don't care if you think what he's done is wrong, he's my son and I will always take his side. That's what mothers do. I expect you to put my son's happiness and feelings first as well. If not, then as his mother, I will make him divorce you. I'm not letting you treat my son like trash that can just be thrown out of the house if he does something you don't like. I'll let it go this time and just let him stay over at my house tonight. But if this happens even one more time, understand that I will not be able to forgive you again.
What in the world is happening? I just got home. Why isn't there anything here? Your son's phone is off. Do you know what's happening? Why is the house empty? Where is everything?
It was me who told him to turn his phone off.
I don't understand. What is happening?
I'm not letting you fight with my son anymore. He doesn't deserve the abuse. That's why, as his guardian, I have had to step in to sort things out for him.
What are you even talking about?
Is it really so hard for you to understand what's going on? While you were staying at your parents', we found a new place and rented a moving truck to take everything out of the house. Goodness, it's a relief, finally, I don't have to see your shameless face ever again. We've moved, he's left you.
Wait, you're serious? You're telling me you've moved house while I was gone without even asking me? And there's divorce papers here, did you leave these? Is this why you told me to go visit my parents for a relaxing weekend? So that you could move your son out without me knowing? Are you being serious? Is this a joke to you? You can't just move your son away and leave divorce papers for me on the table. A divorce is between a wife and her husband. We need to have a proper conversation first. Why couldn't you just let us sort this out between ourselves?
Well, what could I do? I didn't have any choice. His girlfriend just came to us and told us that she's pregnant. What do you want me to do? Just turn her away? I'm sorry, but I'm not having my grandchild born out of wedlock. My son needs to divorce you now so that he can get married to his girlfriend before the baby comes. I've met her and she seems lovely. She's a good fit to be a wife for my son, this is just how it needs to happen. I don't have any time for you to be making a fuss. You saw what a beautiful woman she was. That's why you must have gotten so mad and kicked my son out of the house. You were just so jealous that he was with someone so much better than you, that's it, isn't it? It's shameful and embarrassing, you started all of this. If you wouldn't have acted like a jealous kid and just treated my son better, then this wouldn't have happened. It's your fault that you've ended up divorced, so don't try and tell me that what I've done is wrong. Why would I cry over being able to get away from a senile old woman like you? The stupid waste of space that is your son? If you're really so deluded that you think I'd beg you to be taken back, then you really should go and see a psychiatrist. There must be something very wrong with you. I'm relieved that finally I'm free from you too.
You're acting tough, are you, a woman like you, good for nothing, who can't earn her own money? You're really confident that you're going to be able to live without being a parasite to my son. Don't try and hide it, I can practically hear you shaking through the phone. I bet you're probably crying right now. But I don't have any sympathy for you, you brought this upon yourself.
Really, you really think so? I'm completely fine, I will manage. But you too, I think you'll come crawling back, begging me for help soon enough.
Excuse me, why would I possibly ever need anything from you? And to beg you, no less, I would never.
Think whatever you like. You really manage to annoy everyone around you, even when you're in such a dire situation. It's a talent, I'm not talking with you anymore, stop bothering me.
Alright, you keep on being deluded then. Enjoy it while it lasts, because I can't imagine you and your son's magical new life is going to last for long without me.